Hello, welcome to another day of math things. Today we have a purple background, and we're going to talk about volume and the unit cube. All right, so first off, volume has to do with 3D figures. So we're going to be talking about 3D figures. So that's a unit cube. The unit cube is 1 unit this way, and it's 1 unit this way, and it's 1 unit this way. So it's got length, width, and height, and that's what you're looking at. So 1 unit long, 1 unit wide, 1 unit tall or high. All right. So this is 1 unit cube. It's just like those little cubes that we work with in the classroom. All right. So let's take a look and start to talk about volume. So we can figure out the volume of this shape by counting the unit cubes. This is the first way that you will find volume in 5th grade, is just counting unit cubes. In the future, the unit cubes go away, but we're going to start with counting the unit cubes. The secret to this is thinking about the hidden unit cubes, the ones that are behind cubes. So if you look at this, think about how many layers this is. This is like 2 layers sideways. So we have 1, 2, let's actually count them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unit cubes, but we also have the same formation back here as well. So that would be 6 unit cubes 2 times, which would give us 12 cubic units. All right. Since we have 6 over here, there's also 6 back there, which together is 12 cubic units. And as you notice, we're not using square units, we're using cubic units. So a unit looks like that, a square unit looks like that, and then finally now we're on cubic units, so we have the 3D unit. So this is a unit, this is a square unit, and this is a cubic unit. So this is 12 cubic units. All right, so volume is the amount of space inside a 3-dimensional object or figure. Volume is the total unit cubes needed to build a figure. So if this was just like a shape, we could fill this with 12 unit cubes worth of material or liquid or something. Be a strange container, but that's fine. So the total cubes is 12, so it's 12 cubic units. So as you can see, like we talked about before, 2-dimensional, we have length and width, but this is 3-dimensional, so we have length, width, and height. So a shape is 2-dimensional or flat when it has 2 dimensions, length and width. 3-dimensional figures happen when we add a 3rd dimension, height, and it gives the figure space. So this would take up space in a room, also vertically, like we do, like people. All right, so 1 unit by 1 unit by 1 unit. The volume is 1 cubic unit. This is 1 cubic unit. There's one of them, it's a cube, and it's a unit. It's 1 cubic unit. All right, so the unit can be represented by any unit of measurement. So we could say that this is a cubic inch if these were inches, a cubic mile if these were miles, a cubic yard if these were yards. So basically just all that matters is that each side is going to be congruent because it's a cube. So this could be a cubic meter if all of these are meters. It could be a cubic foot if all of them are feet. It could be a cubic inch if all of them are inches. So depending on what they write in the problem, definitely read your labels. As you can see, it's very important. If this was a cubic meter, that's way bigger than a cubic foot, which is way bigger than a cubic inch. But they all look the same. They're labeled differently, right? So what is the volume of this figure? All right, so we could count the cubes like we did last time, but I also want to try something different. I want y'all to try and do volume equals length times width times height. All right, so let's go ahead and establish the length, the width, and the height. All right, so the length looks like 1, 2, 3. The width looks like 2. And the height looks like 2. So we're going to do volume equals 3 times 2 times 2, which means that volume is equal to 6 times 2, which means that volume is 12 cubic units. So I want y'all to count the cubes and see if you get the same answer and come back and